Hey guys, welcome back to the layout. This is Dan here as always, and we're going to show some projects I've been working on lately. Now I want to mention that this will probably be a two-part video because I have a lot of things to show, and I'll explain why. Recently I was able to attend the largest train show that came to our area, which was the world's greatest hobby train show, which was in Columbus, Ohio, back a few weeks ago now actually. And I was invited to run my mixed rate down there on the club layout that I'm a group with, and the show was very big. So what I ended up doing, I should backtrack actually a little bit. When I went down to the show, they were intending for me to run a train on their huge layout, but unfortunately I was scheduled to run my train very late into the show on Sunday, which was about like 4:30, so I had lots of time on my hands. So basically what I ended up doing was just walking the show like a multitude of times, and every time I walked this show, keep in mind a big show, I kept finding stuff I wanted to get. So long story short, at the train show alone I ended up picking up a whole bunch of rolling stock. And it was, long story short though, it was still a great show, and like I said, I picked up a lot of stuff. I've also been doing a lot of eBay buying, and thanks to a few of the Facebook groups selling a lot of model trains, I've been able to pick up some really good rolling stock lately. So I have a lot of stuff to say, like I said. So basically, this is why I'll have to make it a two-part video, but basically I'll make this first one here now, and just show you kind of what's going on right now. Most of the stuff that I have, though, is still coming in the mail, and also a lot of it's actually up on my bench awaiting to be actually worked on until I can get some more time off work and stuff. So I'm only going to show you guys the stuff that I have done now to keep things short. So we'll go ahead and get started here and move over to the bench. Alright, so I'm going to start with a few boxcars here. This first one is an Athearn RTR. Short line boxcar, which I patched out for HS, and these cars are always really ratty, and they're always fun to model because of, kind of old ratty patch jobs like this. They're always fun to model. So what I did with this one, obviously I patched it. I did all the patching, used a lot of masking tape and stuff like that, and then most of the patches were just sprayed on. So, and then I used the new decal sheet to apply them. I added the safety stripes and then just weathered it all. So I think it came out all right. The roof looks pretty good too. I think it came out okay. The only thing this car needs at this point in time is graffiti. That's the only thing I still got to add to it. But for now, the weathering is done. It looks pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with it. But on the side, you can see the safety stripes again, and you can see the little primer patches, the little areas of black where they sprayed them before they applied the stripes. Nice effect to do on these cars. You can see you got a little bit of patching also. The old heralds on this car are just all beat up, so it looks really good though. I really like it. So I think the car came out alright. This is one though. So I guess I can't say it's quite done yet until I get some graffiti on it, but it'll be done here pretty soon. So that's the first box car, and that's a really nice one. Now this next one I got at the train show that I told you about. This is an Athearn Genesis car that I got literally for like $17, which was nice. And this is one of the older SP cars, one of the, I think, high cube cars, I think. Anyways, with this one, what I did was I looked at the photos of the car, and basically the real one has all these patches on the side, possibly to cover up graffiti or repairs. So basically you have half of the car which is really, really dirty, and then half of the car which is very clean with fresh paint. So what I did, obviously, is I patched all that up, and then I gloss coated the entire bottom half before I actually weathered the car, masked all that off, and then went ahead and did all the weathering according to the photos. And then after all the weathering and everything else was done, took off the tape and finished the weathering with the chalk effects and all that. So I think it came out pretty good. Now here's the one end. You can see I modeled all the kick up and all that, and you can see the Genesis cars, of course, they always have that nice bit of detailing, really nice. And then here's the other end. Looks pretty good. I did model the mud splatter on this one too, which I think looks okay. And then on this side, you can see the patches are a little more simplified, and you can see the outline of some graffiti before they patched it over that was there, and it's all gone now. So there is a little bit of graffiti on the door here, and that's all prototypical. And then you can see the safety stripes are applied and everything else. So I think the car came out pretty good. I need a lot more of these UP box cars though to look prototypical for a modern Union Pacific manifest. So whenever I can find cars like these, I like to snatch them up. So there it is. Looks pretty good. This is one of my favorite box cars I think on my fleet right now. It just came out really nice. And then there's the top shot. Really nice. A little corroded. Not as dirty as most though. Still pretty clean. So we'll go ahead and move on to some other cars here. Those are the two box cars. And we'll move on to some gondolas. I ended up getting these Atlas Gonds from a guy, which I actually got 5 of them, and I'll show you the first one here. This first car that I got is this Trinity Industries gondola. This is an Atlas car, and what I did with this one was I modeled it as a contaminated soil car, which hauls the contaminated soil which has been exposed to radiation, I believe is correct. And basically I just modeled it as in the photos, and I just weathered it up. These cars get really, really dirty because obviously they're hauling that fine powdery soil, so they get really, really dusty, as you can see. So you get all that effect on there, so it took me a little extra time to weather it, but I think it came out okay. I added the reflective safety stripes, of course, as well. Did a lot of weathering on the trucks. I really went in detail with the trucks on this model because I used a mixture of the acrylics for the base and then followed behind with some chalk pastels, so the effects came out pretty good. But anyways, I just did all the effects like that with the weathering, and then really most of the dirt and kind of more rusty, grimy weathering was done with the chalks. So it came out pretty good, but you can see I added the hazmat placards, obviously, that these cars are hauling hazardous waste. They have to be hazmat they have to have the hazmat placards, so I went ahead and added those. I used bits of styrene to build up and add the metal plates, and then I used the decals to model the actual hazmat placards themselves. And then the load is made from a little piece of styrene, or not styrene, but styrofoam like this, which I basically cut to shape and then add a plastic grocery bag as a canvas to model basically the tarp, as you can see, which is like a fabric tarp that they use to seal up the load so it's not, you know, blowing all over the place in transit. And basically what I did was I took this foam, I actually should backtrack a little bit. I used this block of foam here. These come with these cars out of the box for shipping. They're like the insert for the inside of the car. And basically these are great to work with because you can cut them down, and they're already pre-made so that they'll fit right inside the car, which is nice. You just cut them down, form them into a kind of a slope shape like this, and then wrap your plastic bag around them, and it makes a great contaminated soil load, I found. So what I did, like I said, I wrapped the bag around nice and tight, and then I used thread to model the straps, which they used to tie down the tarp itself. And once I installed those, then I just weathered the tarp itself to make it look nice and grimy, as you can see. And it came out really good. So I'm happy with it. This is a really nice car. And I also posted this one on my Facebook page, so if you guys already saw this one, I'll just go ahead and cover it real quickly. There's the end. You can see the kick-up looks really nice. Again, the hazmat placards are added. Really nice car. And then you got this side. So it looks really cool. So yeah, I think it came out pretty nice. And I'm only going to make, I only wanted to model one of these, obviously, because you don't see these too often in mixed manifests, so I only just went ahead and modeled one. So I think it came out pretty good though, honestly. Excuse me. So these next cars are scrap cars, and these are some more Atlas Gonds, and these are all from that guy from I believe the Loco booth that I was telling you about earlier. The guy that I ended up buying most of my rolling stock off of. He does these really nice custom loads, so he had a whole bunch of these Atlas cars. He had a whole bunch of hoppers and stuff that he did custom loads for. So I was able to get 4 of these cars. And what's nice about these is that these are the rarer Atlas cars because these are decorated for the modern company, DJLX, or the Joseph Company. I can't find these anywhere, so it really was nice when I found these, and he was selling them in 2 packs for $35 a piece, which was great. So I ended up just doing them, really kind of different variations of them, with some with scrap metal and then another kind of scrap load, as you'll see in a minute. So basically with this one, I just weathered it up, as in the pictures. I just grimed it up, added the mud splatter, as you can see, added the reflective stripes. Came out pretty good. So there's that end. There's this end, and then here's the other side. Pretty much the same thing. And then on the interior of the car, you got the scrap metal lathing at the bottom, where it's just the scrap debris, what's left after they unload these cars. There's always debris left in these cars after they unload them, so it's always good to add that to this. So, looks pretty good. That's the first DJX car, so we'll go ahead and set that over. Then this next one I modeled is fully loaded, as you can see. I added the full scrap load, and that's all real scrap. That was made by me. I used, again, my styrofoam core, the false bottom for the car, and then just glued the scrap metal over it, and then applied the glue once it was really kind of set in place, I just glued it in place with some more white glue. So it's not going anywhere and it's in securely. So this car came out pretty good. You can see it's got the mud splatter all over the side. Nice effect. I like to do these. These get really muddy for some reason, but it came out pretty good, as you can see. You got the reflective stripes. Now the stripe pattern on this car is a little bit different than the others. You can see that these ones are that kind of striping where it goes straight up like that. These ones are where it's just the solid block and then the strips that go alongside the car like this. It's just another striping pattern, a nice variation in the cars so that they all don't look the same. But I think it came out pretty good. On this side you got a little more rust. You can see the logo's a little beat up. It's starting to chip off a bit. So that looks pretty good. As you can see, nice scrap metal car. The ends came out good too. I love doing these cars because they're so much fun to weather, and they look really good too at the same time. So there's that one. Now these two cars are the ones with the custom loads that I was telling you about that this guy makes that look really great. This is a pair of the DJX cars, but these ones have the shredded aluminum load, as you can see, and he does these with using the milled metal shavings, which I think look great. So basically I welded up the cars again using the prototype photos and then just added the loads, which these cars look again really nice, and he does an awesome job with his loads. His loads are definitely top notch, as you can see. Just really spectacular. He did a great job on these. So here's the other side of this car, as you can see, and there's a little strand of glue there. There, get that. Sorry about that. As you can see, I did add a little graffiti, not much to this, but simple, you know, trying to mix things up a bit. You got a little more mud splatter, but again, the car is nicely weathered. Looks good. That's the first one, and then this one again, you have a little more graffiti on this side, just really more gang scribble, as you can see. Logo starting to chip up a little bit, just really grimy and dirty. Nice car though, it looks really awesome. I really like these, so I'll go ahead and set these aside. I like these Atlas cars, but the ones I need to get currently are some more larger Trinity cars, which I have actually on order from Exact Rail. So those will hopefully come in soon, but these Atlas cars definitely are nice, I have to say. So next up, we're going to look at some locomotives, pretty much to finish up this video. And the first locomotive we have to show is the Union Pacific GP40-2. Now this is an Athearn RTR unit, and this is one that I've had for a while that I finally got around to finishing once I found some photos of it. Basically with this one, it's an XDR-GW unit. So basically, for the most part, this is one of the few examples of early Athearn diesels that were actually fairly accurate right out of the box. There was really no modifications I had to make to this one, other than just the detailing to make it look, you know, presentable. So basically what I did with this one is I weathered it up using the photos, and then of course, being me, I added the reflective sill striping to this locomotive. So that, the whole stripe here is the reflective tape that I use. So I went ahead and added that, as you can see. And that's all reflective, so it looks really awesome. Did all the truck detailing, painted them up, weathered them up, looks really nice. The fuel tank's all nice and grimy, as you can see. Still relatively clean though, unit's not too dirty. You can see there's a little bit of a grease spill over the side, just like in the pictures. I think that came out pretty good. There's that truck, and I also added the waste retention tank, obviously at the back of the fuel tank. An important detail you should add to these models. So I think it came out awesome. There's the top, you can see very dirty and filthy from the exhaust. And then on the top of the unit, you can see I added the AC unit and then the horn stand with the P3 horn, which looks really cool. I like it. And then you can see I modeled all the front end details. You got the new plow, the couplers are in place, air lines, the ditch lights, receptacles, cut bars, all that's in place, all that nice detail. Again, you got the reflective safety striping on the front, which I did with that tape. So that's nice, that's all good to go. And then as we get to this side, you can see nice and grimy. It looks pretty good. I like these modern lightning bolt scheme units. They look really clean, and I like the fact that they have the reflective sill on the bottom, where it's solid yellow at the bottom, and then you still have the red lightning bolt stripe. I just like the paint scheme in general. It's a really fresh look for Union Pacific, in my opinion. So the number is currently correct too. They have not renumbered this one. This is still 1349. It's mostly used in local service and stuff. Currently it does not have K9 APU though, or not K9 APU, but the modern PTC. It does not have PTC yet, but more than likely it'll probably get installed pretty soon. So I'll probably have to go back and install that when the time comes to this model to make it look prototypically accurate. But overall it came out pretty good. There's the back end. Oh yeah, and I did also finish the fuel tank detailing. I did all the piping and stuff to that as well, so it came out pretty good. Like I said, just weathered it using the photos. Here's the back end, nice and grimy. All the details on the back as well. So it looks really cool. I really like this unit. This is pretty much ready to go for my yard operations and my local service. I would like to get another GP38-2 to pair with it. The only thing I need to do now at this point is once I get another DCC decoder order in, I'll be able to install the DCC, the Soundtracks decoder into this and have it ready for mainline operation. So other than that, it's almost done, but as you can see, looks really good. Just need to get the DCC for it, it'll be ready. So another unit that I got recently, or one that I recently finished anyways, is another LTEX Bandit, and this one is ready to go. I ended up deciding to make one of my older UP units that I wanted to retire. Basically another Larry's Bandit to put on eBay to sell. These are very, very popular with people. A lot of people like these Renorex, so these are always great selling tools. So what I did with this one is just patched it out, used the basic black, simple from Larry's Truck and Electric. They just did the quick patch out where they just painted it all by hand, and then just threw their logo on there. And quickly, the logos started really peeling off. You can see all the patching just started kind of fading and just started wearing off very quickly. So it's always cool. It just makes them look extra ratty, as you can see. With this unit, obviously, you got all the detailing and all that's installed, so it's ready to go. And then I just did the reflective striping on the sill. Got the fuel tank details. Here's the back portion of the high hood. You got all the details there. So as we move on to the front, you get all the patching. Just a real rust bucket. I am modeling a replacement number board on this unit, so this one hasn't been decaled yet, as you can see. But it's almost done. You got the replacement door. Again, all the patching, just really, really rusty and grimy. A real workhorse of the UP that's now retired and sent to LTEX for the afterlife. And as you can see, it doesn't look like it has much life left in it at all. And that's what makes this. That's what makes these units so cool to model. And these are always stated as permanent trailing B units, so that's what it's going to be modeled as and used as. And as you can see, it's a dummy unit. Since it's a trailing B unit, I just decided to keep it a dummy instead of going and adding a motor to it, just to keep the cost down. So I think it'll be fine. And usually these are still pretty popular, even if they're dummy or not. So, and it still serves the purpose well. So it's kind of prototypical if you think about it, because most of these units are always dead in tow in the first place. But again, there's the patching, just really grimy and dirty. I think it looks pretty good though. So there's the LTEX Bandit that I'm going to be selling here pretty soon on eBay. So that'll be a fun locomotive to sell, and I'm sure that'll get quite some attention. Now this unit here is one that I also got, and this is the last locomotive that I'll be showing you guys. When I was able to attend the train show, the world's greatest hobby train show, I ended up stumbling on the Athearn booth and looked through all their stuff, and I was able to look through their Gevos and finally got to see them in person for the first time, and it really sold me to go ahead and get one. So with a little tracking down, I was able to find a guy on Facebook who was looking to get rid of his for just $120, and I was able to purchase it, and here it is, my first UP Gevo. So what I did with this one was I looked up pictures of the real 5252, and then I just weathered it according to the photos. So right off the bat, I gotta say the Athearn Genesis units, you know, everybody knows how good their detailing is. I think it's just spectacular. But as you can see, I mean, you got the working ditch lights on there, all that's nice, and I love the incandescent bulbs. I know everybody likes to bitch about the LEDs and all that, and you know, Athearn, you should install LEDs in their locomotives. Well, think about it this way: it's prototypical to have incandescent bulbs. Real railroads still use them, so I don't have a problem with them, to be honest with you. But the really thing, I didn't have to do really anything to this locomotive. It was pretty much ready to go right out of the box. I didn't have to do any extra detailing to it whatsoever, so that was really nice. But I just weathered it like in the photos, and with this unit, it's the older run of the ES44 AC units, which are designated the, as you can see, the C45 ACC TEs. So, like I said, it's an older batch of the GEs, so they got pretty grimy pretty quick, and this one in particular just really got faded, really bad. as you can see, as you look at the American flag, for example, it's just completely beat up, and it's practically gone. It's just nothing but faded graphics, as you can see. So I modeled that with several washes and just really kind of chipped it up a little bit. And you can see you got the heat damage from the exhaust at the top, all that faded paint, all that chipping paint. You can see the red reflective stripe is peeling off really bad. You can see that you got the fire damage up top. It's all burned up. Looks really cool. I did want to add the reflective cell stripe to this unit, but because there's so many safety decals and I can't find a modern safety and warning label sheet for the Gevos, I decided not to replace this just yet. But if I can find a modern sheet of decals to model the warning labels for this, I'll probably go back and add the reflective cell stripe to this unit too. I know for a fact currently this unit has PTC, obviously the new positive train control system, PTC obviously. So I'll have to add that. Currently I got some PTC antenna arrays on order, and I'll have them coming to me in the mail here pretty soon. So once I get those, I'll install them on all my GEs, and they'll be ready to go. So again though, just weathered it up, added the acrylic washes and all that. The trucks are really, really rusty and grimy. You got the fuel tanks. The fuel tank is just all grimy. You got the oil streaking and all that. Looks really good. The trucks especially came out really nice, and the Ather and Genesis units just have a spectacular bit of underbody piping. They couldn't have done a better job on these, and that's why I think they're some of the best looking Gevos in the market. I was originally planning on getting the Intermountain Gevos, but what I found, when it comes to quality, the Ather and Gevos just outmatch everybody else, and they look and perform way better. So here's the end of this unit. As you can see, nice bit of detailing. Again, all weathered up as in the photos. Just a little bit of fading, and it's just mostly very, very grimy and dusty, as you can see. And then as we move on to this side, pretty much the same. This side, on the other hand, is still very clean, as you can see. It's not as faded as the opposite side. I don't know what it was about the opposite side, but it must have been left in the sun too long or something, and it just ate away the paint for some reason. So I just modeled it like in the photos, like I said. So it's just really grimy and rusty, as you can see, but it looks really nice. The American flags, it's just starting to fade a little bit, but it's not that bad. But I think it came out pretty good, and once I get the PTC on there, it'll be ready to go. So that's my Gevo. That's the first one I've gotten so far, and I plan on getting one more of these Gevos, and then I want to get a batch of the new SD70Ms that came out, the flared radiator units from Ather, and then I plan on getting like 1 or 2 SD70 ACEs to make up for my modern fleet, and then I should be good there. So I'll keep building that fleet, but for now this is the first Gevo that I got, and I love it so far. So anyways, like I said, that pretty much covers all the projects that I've gotten done so far. And like I said, I got a bunch more cars that I gotta put together. So when I get another video, or when I get all my cars done, I'll be able to post another video of them for you. So this will be just part 1 of the video. So I hope you guys liked this so far, and like I said, stay tuned for the next installment. I'll have all the projects done at that point, and I'll be able to show you guys the rest of it. So stay tuned, like I said. So anyways, that pretty much covers all of it for now. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.